Hello. Hi, y'all. Oh my God. It has been, I don't even know how long since I've been on this channel. It's been a while. All right. So, y'all, I have 3 channels. Okay. Since I've changed careers from HR to cybersecurity, I have a channel called Person Centered Cyber. I also have Life Without a Witness, which is my spirituality channel. I'm going to have to find another word for that. Okay. Because I don't like calling it that because it's not separate from anything else I do. Okay. Well, for now, let's just call it the spiritual channel. Okay. Life Without a Witness. Okay. Then I have this one. Now, my learning channel was the first one. Excuse me. I created this channel when I began volunteering at this nonprofit to create some cybersecurity courses. You know, this was my only channel for a very long time, and I have a lot of stuff that I even go back now to watch. Okay, because it's good content. Okay, it's just good stuff. And learning goes across everything. Okay, I talk about learning on the cyber channel and the Life Without a Witness, the spiritual channel, because I mean, how can you not when you're growing and doing different things and having different experiences? Learning is just there, like it's always there. Okay. So trying to compartmentalize it over here to just have it be a learning thing has isn't as easy as it was before. So, but I'm here and I got something to say to y'all. In previous videos on this channel, I have talked about decolonizing learning and decolonizing evaluation. Okay. Like evaluating training programs, that kind of stuff. Okay. So if you haven't seen that, please go back to that. Those are really great videos. Now, so I've changed careers because knee deep, like all the way up to my head in learning and development. That's what I did for a lot of years. I'm still there. I'm just there in the cybersecurity realm. Okay, so now I write policy and do various things related to curriculum development and learning for cyber. Now, let me tell you what I've noticed. Now, I've noticed this before. I have noticed it before, but in this domain, it's like rampant. Okay. In the IT domain is rampant. Okay. So what the issue is, to get into IT and cybersecurity, I had to get certifications. Okay. In learning and development, like I went to program evaluation courses and did some change management certs and stuff like that. But we're not in learning and development. We're not so hung up on certifications like that. Okay. There is the Kirkpatrick stuff that you can get and all that, but over here, child. So the Department of Defense has a whole list of certs that you have to have if you're trying to work for DoD. Don't you even smell an application unless you have one of these certifications. Okay. So they're the catalyst for a lot of this stuff. And then just the industry itself. Okay. IT and cybersecurity. Well, what I've noticed, even more here than any other place, the teaching. Okay. Instructors. Because they have been in the field for a very long time and they know a lot. They do. They have a lot of technical knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge about working in government and outside of government, which is good. That's good knowledge. Okay. But it's still the case that instructors, teachers, trainers at no point know more than the people in the audience. And especially when it comes to IT and cybersecurity. Okay. Now let me tell you what I mean by that, because some of y'all, especially if you're in IT or cyber, like, what are you talking about? Okay. I said you don't know more. Okay. Now that's the case for all disciplines. Okay. But I need a special message, for some folks. You may know something different. Okay. But you don't know more. You understand? Now, one thing that I did, because what people don't seem to realize, I mean, just everyday people, is that you all, like, we know this stuff. Okay, we've grown up around it, we do it, whatever the teaching is. Okay, the key here for instructors and trainers and teachers is to show us that we already know it. Who was that dude talking about you don't teach somebody, you only show them how to remember or something? Was that Socrates? One of them folks that wore them togas back then. Okay, one of them said that, and I have found that to be the case. All right, your job, teacher, instructor, trainer, is not to get up in front of people to show how much you know, because that's what a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all have these jobs. I have these positions as trainers and stuff. So you could feel like people who you think don't know more than you, they admire what you know. And they give you accolades and talk about how smart you are and all that. That's why y'all get up there. Let's not even play. Don't do me. Can we tell the truth? Can we tell the truth? The truth is just the truth, no matter how you feel about it. You're up there because you want to be recognized for knowing something, or you need some kind of boost for whatever reason. Okay. That's not teaching, first of all. That's not teaching. Okay. That's not what that is. What teaching is, okay, and I told you in another video when I talked about decolonizing, teaching is the same as learning. There's no difference between the two. It's sharing of perspective and experience. Teaching and learning are the same thing, sharing of perspective and experience. Because they feed in, you can't have one without the other. They feed into each other. Okay? They feed into each other. So if you're really teaching, you're learning too. Okay, and if you don't feel like you're learning because you know it all, and these people in front of you can't teach you nothing, then you're not teaching. Okay, that's just that. Listen, I'm just a messenger. Okay, I'm just a messenger. And if you don't know who I am, Google Cheryl Abram. Okay, that's who I am. And I'm here because everybody deserves an epiphany. All right, everybody deserves it. All right. Now, the ability to have people remember what they already know, that's a skill. That's a skill that people who call themselves instructors, teachers, and trainers need to learn. Okay, because it's lacking. It's sorely lacking out there in the wild. Okay, it's sorely lacking. Why would you want your job to be harder? Okay, if what you're doing, teacher, if your goal is to have the individuals that you are speaking to, that you are teaching, actually learn, okay, why would you make your job harder? By getting up there, acting like you know more than they do, okay? And feeling like, if they don't come to you, then they're just not going to know anything. I tell people, I've told several people this who come to me to learn something new. I tell them all the time, and I even tell other instructors that I work with, okay? These people don't need me, all right? I've told people that before the training started, hey, listen, you don't need me here, okay? You don't. Because it's true. Don't need me here, all right? But I appreciate, the fact that you have requested that I be here. So now what I am going to do while I'm here is very simple, okay? I'm just going to help you see and understand what you already know. That's it. That's it. And I have that kind of skill to be able to do that. All right. It's not about me standing up there having people admire what I know. Okay. That's nuts. You know, unless you're a damn politician or something. Okay. Are you trying to get voted as the best whatever? You know, go ahead and do your thing. But if you're a teacher, an instructor, or a trainer, your job is not to have me admire you. Okay. Not if the goal is learning. There's a lot of hearing going on in classrooms and Skype sessions and Zooming. There's a lot of hearing, a lot of talking happening. There's some listening. There is some listening going on, okay? Writing, people write, okay? They take notes. There's checking phones. There's conversations happening. They're all that. But the learning is scarce. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. Okay, because now let me tell you how this is layered. And I talked about this in another video. The difference between learning, training, and education. All right, y'all gonna hear this today because I barely come over here. But when I come over here, it's pearls. Okay, every second it's pearls. Not whether you catch them or not, it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. However, let me show you what's going on here. So the whole landscape, if you just think, the whole landscape is learning. That's the whole thing right here. This is what's going on. You see that? The whole thing. That's always happening. You can't go anywhere, do anything, be any person at any time or place without learning, just being there. Okay. And let me throw this in here to really knock you off your goat. Okay. It's not only human minds that learn. Human minds aren't the only things that learn. Okay, I talked about that too. Y'all go back and look at them damn videos. So you got the learning happening. In order for you, the way it's done now, what y'all think you have to do in order to educate or train somebody or instruct them, what you think you have to do is to add constraints on top of learning. And we call that what? We call that training design, okay? What you think you have to do is if you're here and you want them to get there, what you feel is necessary is to create constraints and paths to get them from here to there. When you put on those constraints, what you do is you put an overlay over learning with your own stuff, okay? With what you're telling them, with what you want them to read, with the exercises you want them to do, with the questions you want them to ask or answer, okay? That's what you're doing, because what you're saying is, hey, the learning, you know, this ain't gonna get you where you need to go. Let me build you a path. Let me add some constraints on your environment, okay? And have you go step 1, step 2, step 3, until you get to where, you know, that promotion, or until you get to that certification or that degree, you know, with education. All right, that's what we do, because that's what we think we have to do that. Okay. Or the training, you know, to help you get to be able to use this tool, you know, within 2 weeks or something. What we feel we have to do is put an overlay over learning so that now they can be educated, or now they can be trained or instructed to do something, okay? We can have design, we can have learning design, but we don't have to do it at the expense of learning, okay? Because that what that does is, I mean, you're working harder, not smarter. You're working harder, not smarter, okay? When a baby is learning to walk, babies aren't trained to walk. They're not educated about walking, okay? They're not instructed to walk. Babies learn to walk. They learn. all on their own. If you were not there, that baby would learn to walk. I promise. Okay, you ain't got to be there. The baby would learn to walk. Now, why is that? Because learning is learning is like a natural. You see how you breathing right now? I made an infographic where I compared learning to breathing. It's the same damn thing. You can control your breathing, can't you? Yeah, you can do that. You can control your breathing, but only to a certain extent. Only to a certain extent. All right. And what we do here when it comes to instruction and training and stuff is we try to control learning. Okay. But we do it so much that we cut off the breath. We cut off, so these poor people in our classes and courses are like struggling. Okay, it's hard to move. They're scared to go. They don't know what, because we've cut off the learning. In the name of supposed training or teaching. Okay. So what do we do here? So one of the things that I do, that I talked about in another thing there. I'm not saying you need to do, you do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay. So all I'm doing is sharing a perspective. Okay. We don't have to cut off the learning. But what does need to happen is we need actual teachers, actual trainers and instructors, like people who are not there to get patted on the back. So when the baby starts walking, somebody come up them and congratulate them. Oh, congratulations, you did amazing. You ain't do nothing. What did you do? The best thing you can do when a baby is learning to walk is get the hell out of the way. Move. If you always up in front of them, all in the way, all you're doing is you're interrupting a natural thing. Get the hell out of the way. That's what you need to do in the classroom. That's what you need to do on your Zoom. Okay. On your Skype, however you're doing this. Okay. You need to take lessons from these people who teach like Taekwondo and stuff like that. That's when people are learning to be instructors and teachers, they need to go to some of them damn dojos and look at those people. You don't see them all up in front of kids' faces, and it's like rugby, right? When rugby players are playing, what does the coach do? The coach is not like football, right? Not the coach, the referee. The referee will come in there and like give them tips and stuff, about doing things so they can get the thing in the goal. But the bulk of the work is on the rugby player. What the hell a coach look like up there running next and getting in front of them and, moving their hands this way and moving their legs that way. Y'all look nuts out there in some of these classes. You really do. You look like pure the psychos. Okay. Calling yourselves instructors and teachers and trainers and stuff. You look like a psycho. Okay. So now, because you move the leg, you move the arm, you move the knee so they can kick the ball or whatever. Now at the end of the game, you want the accolades. Okay. Go sit down somewhere. You see them? I put a whole bunch of seats in the thumbnail. I'm gonna need you to have all of those. All of them. I need you to sit in have several, if not all, to take a few of them with you. Okay. Have some seats, because you're not helping. Okay. People, just like other sentient beings, learning is a natural thing, the same way breathing is. It's natural. We don't need you. We don't need you. And what you need to know is that we don't need you. Okay, I'm speaking for the learner. Okay, we don't need you. All right. If anything, what we need and what we can use is to remember how to learn, because we've been educated and trained, and the culture has brought us up in certain ways, tradition, everybody else did it like this. All we do is forget. We forget what we knew when we were learning how to walk. We forget that. We feel like there's no value there. So now what I got to do is I got to go sit in front of this person and have them blow their hot breath on me for 3 hours trying to tell me something that I already know. But now I got to convince myself I don't so that I can learn it. I can't learn what I already know. Can I? Can I learn what I already know? No, I can't. I can be reminded of it though. But if you've put into my head that I don't know this material, okay, then I'm not going to try to access it. I'm not going to try to, make a bridge across this from the, I'm not going to do any of that. All right. Because you're the teacher. You know it all. I don't. You're there to stuff this stuff in my head that's empty right now, because I don't have this learning, whatever it is. Okay. Y'all need to do better. Okay. You grown teachers, instructors and stuff out there. Okay. Y'all need to do better. And you can. If you really want to be a trainer, an instructor, and a teacher, okay, where the outcome is learning, you can do it differently, okay? So I am putting together a whole series just for you, okay, just for you. And I'm being real here, okay? I'm being very, very real here, because I see what's going on, and I'm calling it out, okay? I'm calling it out. I'm putting together a whole series so I can remind you the same way Socrates, or whatever the hell his name was talking about people only need to be reminded of what they already know. That applies to you, teacher, instructor, trainer, okay? You actually do know how to teach. You do know how to instruct. You do know how to train. You know that, okay? You just got to be reminded that you know, okay? Because you have been brainwashed. Your mind has also been colonized, okay? So we gonna do this together, all right? I'm gonna come over here, let you know what's going on. If you want to join, I have a Patreon, okay, that you can join, where I have materials that I'm going to be sharing regarding these things. Let me see if I can put that up here. Where is it? And is this it? There you go. E-Day. Patreon.com/E-Day. Everyone deserves an epiphany. Okay. So if you're interested, if you want to be reminded, okay, about what you are already capable of doing, okay, but you're just not aware, then come on over to Patreon, so we can get that done. But I'm going to share over here too the things that I have in place for my teachers and instructors and stuff. Okay. All right. So I will either see y'all there, or I will see you back here when I have the materials together and I'm ready to share it. Okay. So y'all have a great rest of the week, and I will check you out later.